So I have my cheat sheet here, and I went along, I measured my tile, and I have an 11 3/4 inch tile. And so I wrote down with the grout joint what I want that tile to be. And I'm going to make it a nice even number, 12 inches. And this is actually a common number that you'd be able to come up with your tile. Now there are tiles that are 13 inch, 16, 18, 24. You just need to decide what you want your grout joint to be. And if there's a way that you can make it possible where you can get a grout joint that makes your tile an even number, that's the best way to go about it. But if you need to get yourself a decimal point chart from fractions to decimal points, so you can figure out what an 1/8 inch equals, a 1/16, a quarter, 5/16, 3/8. You can just go right online and get that and download it right to your computer and print it off, and you'll be able to come up with what the decimal points are, so that when you're adding and subtracting during this grid process that I'm going to show you, that you'd be able to figure it out. And so all I really did here on this cheat sheet is I wrote down, like I said, from 12 inches all the way to 144 inches. Now, my longest point in this room is 144 inches, so that's why I wrote all the way down. Actually, it's 139, but I wrote all the way past that one number, one tile past. And then what I did is I made slashes every 2 tiles, and I took that number and I transferred it over to here. So this is every 2 tiles with a grout joint over here. And so that's going to come into play with my grid that I'm going to show you, because we go by a 2 tile by 2 tile grid. Now this bathroom is smaller, but we're still going to grid it out that way so that we can make our cuts, and I'll show you how to do this. In this process that I'm going to use, you won't be using spacers.